Hello, in this video tutorial we will look at Unit 1 Activity 4. This is the last activity of Unit 1, and the name of the activity is Polishing Your Work, and the reason for that is you are going to take one of the three information paragraph drafts that you have written in this unit. You're going to revise that paragraph, make sure to look at the feedback that I gave you on your paragraph, and then you're going to resubmit that paragraph as your polished information paragraph. It doesn't matter to me which one of the three drafts you choose. It's your choice. Choose whichever one you think is best, and again, fix it up and submit it as your polished information paragraph. We do have some tips here on editing and revising your work, so you can do things like read your writing out loud, use a spell check feature, certainly check your grammar, and go over a checklist for information paragraph writing, which you'll see later in this activity. You should do all four of these steps when you're editing and revising your paragraph. And then when you've gone through, here's the checklist right here, right? And you've seen this checklist before. When you've gone through the checklist and you've corrected any spelling and grammar and taken any suggestions that I gave you in my feedback, you're going to submit your polished paragraph right here to submit your work. It doesn't look like the usual button, but you click right here and it'll go into the Dropbox and you can submit your polished information paragraph. If you need to go back and look at the instructions that were originally given for the home video or for the graphic text that you wrote a draft on or the narrative essay that you wrote a draft on, you can go back and look at previous activities. Again, you're choosing one of these three. You do not have to rewrite all three, but choose one, fix it up, and submit your work right here. You can check the rubric. If you click here, it'll show you how your final polished information paragraph will be graded. Okay. What else do we have here? We do have a second assignment here in the consolidation. This is going to be our second portfolio entry, so portfolio entry number 2, and it's called Videos, Graphics, and Written Texts. And so if you remember with portfolio entries, there's no Submit Your Work button here. You're going to save your portfolio entries in one document, and you're going to submit them all at the ending of the semester in Unit 5. And they're going to be worth 10% of your final grade. So once you've answered this question here, save it, keep it, and then you'll submit it again at the ending of the semester. And so what's the question I'm asking? It says, while completing the Unit 1 assignments, you watched videos, you read graphic texts, and you read narrative essays. So I'd like you to think about your relationship with those three different forms of communication. And my question to you is this: do you find it easier to understand information when it is presented in a video, in a graphic text, or in a written text? So which method of presenting information is easiest for you? I have a lot of students that'll often tell me that they are visual learners, and that usually means that they like to take in information through videos and through audio in the videos. I have other people that like to that prefer graphic texts, that like the writing, but they like to see visuals that connect the writing and demonstrate the writing. And then I have other students that'll tell me that they prefer to just read the information in words, and that is the easiest way for them to understand. And so what is your opinion? There's no right and wrong answer. I'm asking you for your personal thoughts. Which form of presenting information do you find to be the easiest? I'd like you to include specific examples, either from the course, so maybe when you were watching the home video or reading the graphic texts or reading the narrative essays. You can use examples of how you understood them in your portfolio entry, or you can use your own personal experiences outside of the course, and you can talk about other times that you've used videos and graphic texts and written texts to take in information and what's been easier for you. Your answer should be at least 8 sentences. Okay, so to answer this question, give me detail, give me examples. Don't just write 1 or 2 sentences. Just a reminder as to how I would write this and set this up. you should already have a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word document that is called Portfolio. And you should already have answered portfolio entry number 1. And in portfolio entry number 1, there were 3 questions about your reading and writing strengths and weaknesses. And so you should already have this document created and saved. And so what I would do is I would just go, let's pretend you've answered the 3 questions in portfolio entry 1. You would just go and go down to, say, the next page and write portfolio entry number 2. And I can copy the question and add it if I want. And so I'll add the question here, and then I'll answer the question. And then you'll have portfolio entry. Just be nice here. We'll put it in bold, and then we'll have portfolio entry 2, and then later on you'll have portfolio entry 3 and 4, and eventually by the end of the semester you'll probably have 7 or 8 portfolio entries that will all come in one document at the ending of the semester. Last but not least, after you've done the portfolio entry, there is one final learning skills reflection activity that you can do here. And you can just put in your first name, your last name, and the course code. So our course code is OLC4O. And then you can click Start. And it's just going to ask you some self-assessment questions on whether you feel like you learned all of the required material in Unit 1. And if you look at the questions and you feel like, well, wait a minute, I don't feel I learned that particular material, then you can always go back and you can look at activity 1, 2, and 3 and review whatever you might have missed. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know.